Hey guys. All right, so the video down below is from Salty Cracker, and he was talking about Burger King's Impossible Whopper and how they did some studies on it. It has a shit ton of soy in it, which obviously will give men, I think women too, estrogen. And you see these people like Destiny who have been consuming soy products their whole lives. They get man boobs, aka gynecomastia, which is a very I would say that it's, at the least, it's a very unpleasant thing for men to have, a very unfortunate thing for men to have. I'm sure it will lead to other health complications down the road, as well as just eating a lot of soy would lead to a lot of complications in men's health. I'm sure. I haven't really eaten much soy my whole life. Um, I've never been into soy milk or any type of meat replacements or anything like that. The only thing that I've had with soy is like when I go to either a Chinese or Japanese restaurant. The Chinese restaurants, they have hot and sour soup with little tofu cubes in there, and then they have miso over at Takara where I live. That's a Japanese chain or what I think it's a chain. I just don't eat a lot of soy, and having said that, I think that I do eat a lot of meat. On a personal note, I do eat a lot of meat. Would I be willing to switch over to a meat alternative? Absolutely not. I think I would probably just say, well, instead of getting my protein from meat, I'm going to get it from like things like spinach. It's not like I'm going to cut meat out altogether. I'm just going to eat a lot less of it. Get my protein from spinach, cauliflower, broccoli, that type of thing. Anyways, here's the thing though about these Impossible Whoppers. I really think that there's a bigger story here because with the Impossible Whopper openly being a soy burger essentially, you got to take a look at McDonald's. Now, look at McDonald's and how many burgers that they sell a day. And a lot of people have pointed this out that there would be so many cows needed in order for them to meet the supply, or rather, to supply the demand of their burgers, because they sell like a shit ton of burgers every day around the world. There's literally McDonald's all over the world. When I went to Peru and I was in Cusco, they even had a McDonald's there. I was like, oh shit, like, these things are everywhere. Anyways, you kind of have to question the legitimacy of the meat itself coming from these restaurants. So the Impossible Whopper may be a symptom of a larger problem. These so-called burgers that we're getting at these fast food joints might not even be 100% meat. And that's very concerning. And it's also another reason to consider cutting out fast food from your diet altogether, which is what I'm trying to do in 2020. That's definitely one of my New Year's resolutions, is to cut out fast food altogether. Because here in Santa Cruz, I just have way too many options in terms of health food and high quality restaurants. And to be quite honest, like, I think it's high time for me to like start learning how to cook things on my own, because I eat out so much. I know how to cook, but I'm very I'm kind of a simpleton when it comes to cuisine for myself. Like, I don't know how to cook much. I know how to grill, I know how to fry, and that's about it. So that's something that I'm going to explore definitely, and I encourage everybody to do that. Eating out is a very expensive habit. If you can cook for yourself, then you're in a very good position. Um, and women, I think they find that sexy as hell if a man can cook. So hey, it's killing two birds with one stone there. But I also want to say this too, like, with fast food, it is certainly something to be wary of when you hear about how all these fast food companies and their suppliers are getting subsidies from the government. Now, going into a little more serious territory here, I was listening to David Icke talk about Agenda 21 and talk about how the good folks at Monsanto, they found a way to genetically engineer corn to make people go sterile. So what they did is they isolated the gene that makes mammals go sterile, and they fed them to mice. And the third generation of mice became completely sterile. So they took that same gene or whatever, and they put it in the corn. They genetically modified the corn. And you look at how much corn products there are here in the United States. There was a really good movie that came out like 10 years ago where it was talking about just the amount of corn. And they had a really sad story about how this kid died of E. coli, I think, or salmonella from eating corn products. But yeah, it's pretty shocking to see how many things in your kitchen or at restaurants have corn in them. Now, the whole point of this with Agenda 21 is to depopulate the earth, to get them off the land, dead or alive. And the ones who do remain alive, they need to keep them weak and stupid. So finding a way to make them sterile and then promoting things like soy products, which will turn men into women essentially, um, it's part of their plan. So you have to understand that aspect of it. And it's pretty shocking. I mean, it's pretty shocking how there's such a lack of awareness of this. Now, here's the thing. In closing, I want to say this too. I used to be very, and I'm trying to work on this because I think it's petty in some ways. I used to be so irritated with the fact that people aren't educated on things, with Agenda 21, with globalism, with anything else that we talk about on this channel. Um, I'm just going to give up, and I don't say that in a negative, doomful type of way. I'm just saying, I think that people need to reach those conclusions on their own. Like, for the people that are listening to this video, you do what you want with this information. But the ones that aren't watching it, the ones that, could be educating themselves, I'm not going to worry about them because it's essentially survival of the fittest. Nobody motivated me to check out Alex Jones or David Icke or Martin Burdell for that matter. In fact, I actually found out about Martin Burdell through Styx because Martin Burdell did an article about Styx running for governor in Vermont, and Burdell was somebody who ran for governor in Colorado as well as ran for a representative seat. He said like, hey, that's a great idea. He's running as an independent. Good for him. Anyways, people need to reach these conclusions on their own, but I'll just go ahead and put this whole video in summary. With fast food, you look at the meat that they're putting out there, I don't believe that it's 100% meat. I believe that there's a lot of additives in there, and a lot of it is not good for human health. Like a lot of it could cause cancer, could cause a rise of estrogen levels in both men and women. I'm sure it's, for women that's not a problem, but for men it definitely is, for men who want to maintain their own masculinity. And this is right out of Agenda 21's playbook. They're going to say, hey, we want to get them off the land, dead or alive, and the ones that remain alive, they have to be weak and stupid and unhealthy. So yeah, just some things to consider. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless, and excuse me. I'll see you later. Have a good day.